Well, as the world wonders whether Donald Trump is winding down or ramping up his war with Iran, the Pentagon is expected to send thousands of additional U.S. troops to the Middle East. The Wall Street Journal and Reuters are reporting that about 3,000 troops from the 82nd Airborne Division are expected to be deployed to the region. That news comes just a day after President Trump postponed threats to bomb Iranian power plants, saying that there had been what he called productive talks with Iran. Now, Iran has denied that any direct talks have taken place. We can cross now to The Guardian's Washington bureau chief, David Smith. David, what has the White House said about these reports that more troops are headed to the Middle East?
The White House doesn't want to comment on the record about its war plans, but there have been multiple reports in U.S. media suggesting that the number of troops is not quite as high as those reports indicated. It looks like maybe more than 1,000 soldiers from the 82nd Airborne Division are preparing to be sent to the Middle East. This is an infantry division that specializes in forcible entry and parachute assaults. So it certainly seems to be a threat from Trump to potentially target Iranian territory and put some boots on the ground, despite opposition within his own party. However, we are in a situation here in the fog of war, with still a lot of contradictory signals. Donald Trump, you see there speaking in the Oval Office a short time ago, saying that we've already won, saying that Iran wants to make a deal badly, even saying that the Iranians had given him some kind of very pleasant gift that made him happy, that was quite lucrative. Also, there are reports of a 15-point plan that Trump has shared with Israel. And yet, at the same moment, Iran continued firing off missiles today, hitting Iraq and Israel. And the Iranian government denies that these talks are taking place or imminent. And I think part of the confusion is that on the Iranian side, because several officials have been killed, it's not entirely clear who's in charge for them to speak with one voice. And ironically, even with the US as well, there's some confusion over whether Trump or Steve Witkoff or Jared Kushner or Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance is going to lead these peace negotiations.
Yeah, I think the fog of war is definitely the right metaphor there. Is there any sense, David, what these additional troops might be doing? Is the idea that they might help secure traffic in the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, I think the most likely scenario is that these troops would try to capture the island of Haag, which is a key oil terminal for Iran and absolutely crucial to Iran's own energy supply. Trump previously bombed military installations there and said he would leave the oil facilities alone. But we could see a further offensive here with U.S. troops trying to gain control of it. And indeed, the point of that, the logic of that would be to then use that as leverage to exert pressure on Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz, which, of course, is that crucial choke point at the moment that threatens to cause chaos in energy markets. It's something that some critics of Trump say he didn't completely think through, that Iran had the ability to do that. And seizing Haag Island might be a way to force Iran's hand. However, there are some military observers who say it would be a very dangerous mission. There could be American loss of life, and that would certainly play very badly back at home.
Okay, The Guardian's Washington bureau chief, David Smith. David, thanks as always. We appreciate it.